What up, everybody? Um, so with the meat that I had, it was 93.7 for the hamburger, right? Hamburger that's 90 or more, 90.10 or 93.7, is running right now about $7.12 a pound around here. With what I bought it for today, I was able to get it for $4.67 a pound, essentially. That pork loin that I bought, I was able to get one finger with pork chops. I was able to get 21 of those out of that pork loin. So it came out to be $1.12 a pork chop, and it's like $4.19 a pound for the pork chops. So I made out on that one. Chicken breast, the national average is $4.14 a pound. I was able to get 8 chicken breasts cut up in half. So, and it comes out to being 4 ounces per breast. So, which is a serving size. So, I got it for $1.21 per breast that way. Turkey, I got a 3-pound turkey roll. They said the national average is $5.13 a pound. I got it for $3.66 a pound. The ham butt, I got it for 84 cents a pound versus $1.39 a pound. So we'll see how much ham I get out of that. That's probably going to be actually a pretty good price when it's all said and done. Like I said, the hamburger, and then I got 3 pounds of chicken, family size of the Purdue chicken shredded meat or hamburger meat, essentially. It runs around $4.14 a pound there for chicken. I was able to get it for a good deal today because there was a coupon for it. But I got it to where it was $3.33 a pound versus that $4.14 a pound. So I saved money everywhere I went. This is why I say, if you're gonna do a lifestyle change, buy the meats in bulk if you can. I mean, you can buy a porterhouse steak. Porterhouse steak has both sides of the steak. It has a strip, so it has the New York strip, and then it has a T-bone. So that's a good thing about a porterhouse. But if you buy a porterhouse, that's say 14 ounces or something like that. I mean, that's a 6-ounce steak and a 7-ounce steak, essentially, in 2 meals. And you can do what I did today in bulk. You can do that for beef too. You can buy like a beef rib roast, essentially, and then cut it up rib by rib, and you're gonna get strips. You'll get strip steaks. You can buy the big thing at I think Walmart, Shaw's, a lot of them have it, but around here, picanha. They have essentially you're gonna make the New York strips. You have picanha where you can make a picanha steak. You can do filet mignon. You just add the bacon around it. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's about it though, because you're just gonna. But you can take pork shoulder and make pork shoulder steaks. If you buy a big old pork shoulder, you can do pork shoulder steaks. If you buy the roast, if you buy like a beef roast, you can technically cut that up. And you can make that as your stew meat. You can make that as your, if you want, you can make it into steaks too. It's not going to be like I was talking about the New York strip piece, but you can make those into steaks. So, and I take the roast, shoulder roast, whatever it is, and I'll smoke it and turn it into barbecue beef or barbecue pork when it's all cooked, said and done. So, and you can use a no sugar barbecue sauce, and then if you want to sweeten it a little bit, you can add some honey to it, or guava, or whatever you want to add. That's like a good sugar, not just like regular sugar. You don't want all the additives in it, but they do make barbecue sauces that are no sugar, 0 sugar. Yeah. And you can add a little bit of honey to it just to sweeten it up. Just trying to give you like tricks to the trade. But that is a lot cheaper. I mean, and I could have went, my finger's kind of thick. So if you want the thin ones like you get at the store, you're going to probably want to go half that thickness of my finger. I went a little bit thicker, just in case if it does, when I'm cooking it, it does shrink a little bit as the fibers constrict and stuff in the pork. It'll probably get a little bit smaller, but that being said, I'm good. I got a high quality protein for a decent price. You just have to work at your food. You just have to work at it, knowing that that's what you're going to do. I'm just trying to give you guys tips. Sorry, I'm eating mints because my stomach's a little upset. I'm just trying to give you some tips on what to do to help you out. Extend your groceries, things like that. I know a lot of you guys will go to the store, and I can already hear it now. Because you gotta go, say you go to BJ's, you go to Costco, whatever. And I'm gonna hear, Paul, like, this piece of meat is like $200 and some dollars. I understand it might be $200 and some dollars. I get that. But you have to look at the poundage and what the meat is and the quality of meat. So like, if you're looking at a brisket, you're going to pay a higher price because it is a higher quality meat. It's the gold standard of meat for most people. Most people want that. If they go to a barbecue place, that's what they want. If you want, you can cut briskets in half and you can have 2 briskets. It's actually going to be smaller poundage for you, so actually, and overall, it'll be better. But sometimes I know people don't like to do that. They would rather just cook all of it and then freeze it or whatever versus cutting it up. People do cut it up, though. They'll cut it in half. They'll cut it in fourths if it's a big brisket. So there's that. But you can also get like a beef loin. Swift has it there at Costco and stuff, among others, depending on where you go shopping. And you can go, or you can go to like a butcher shop. Doesn't matter. But if you get like a beef loin, just like I did pork loin, you can make steaks out of that. You can make like a basic steak out of that. I mean, it's going to be, is it going to be it's an Angus if it's Swift anyway, for the most part. I mean, you really are not getting Angus type of beef, which is a good beef. But if you go to the store, that's what you can do. And you can get that, say it's $200 or $100, $150, whatever it is, depending on the poundage and all that. But like, you're going to save money in the long run, because if you use all that meat up and you slice it into nice thin slices, so like my finger is a good width for like a steak, you're going to have a lot of quality steak there, frozen, ready to go. You just pull one out to thaw and cook it that night, and you're done. You're set. But you guys are going to look at that sticker price and go, whoa, I don't know if I could do that. Don't do that, though. Like, I know it's $100. I get it. But you're going to sit there and spend, when it's all said and done, say you buy 3 of the 5-pound rolls of hamburger or whatever it is, you just spent essentially for what you could have spent 1 for, and you could have got a higher grade of meat because you would have got steak out of it versus just hamburger. But that being said, that's one of the things. But if you buy like one of the hamburger logs that are 10 pounds, 15 pounds, depending on which ones they have at the store, you cut those up into 1 pound section. Sorry, if you cut those into 1 pound sections, you're golden. It's not that hard. And I use a food scale, guys. I know approximately where I can cut into it, like any of my meats that I cut into, and go, okay, that's about the thickness that I want if it's a thickness piece. Or I know this is about 1 pound. And most of the time, I hit it right on the head. Like, it's about 1 pound. It's either like 1.07 or it's like 15.94. It's whatever. It's like right there at that pound. If you round it up, it's 1 pound. If you round it down, it's 1 pound. That's how good I've got at cutting meat. So just don't look at the sticker and go, oh, I can't afford that. But you just bought that essentially and buying something else. Say you bought steaks separate because you're like, oh man, this is a lot of food if I buy this just for myself. And I get that. I understand. It can be overwhelming. But like, if you cut it up, you have a steak. Boom, done. There's 1 steak. That's 1 meal. And say you're by yourself and you just cut out like 20 to 25 steaks depending on your thickness, or you cut out just 12. I mean, you could get, depending on the size, but say we'll just go magic numbers 15. I mean, if you made 15 steaks out of that steak or out of that beef loin, or out of that rib roast, you just made some quality steak because it's Angus, and you're set. You set yourself up. And if you're by yourself, say it's 15. That's 15 meals. That's what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to buy the bigger amounts. You can freeze food. It's gonna be okay. You can buy, if you want to buy the air evacuators and the plastic that goes around it to seal it really nice and tight so you can keep it fresh for longer, then do it. Me, I go to the Dollar Tree and buy the bags there and get Ziploc bags or whatever. I usually get the Rubbermaid ones because it's really not that bad. But you can buy the Dollar Tree brand too, because it has the SureFresh, which has the 2 lines in it. But if you're not gonna, if you're gonna use the meat, then if you want to seal it, go ahead and seal it so you don't lose money if you leave it in a freezer for a little bit longer. But perfectly sealed meat is gonna get freezer burnt eventually. It'll become doggy food, or whatever, or you can eat it. I mean, just with a little bit of freezer burn on it, it might not be that bad. It's whatever. But I'm just saying, don't be afraid. And what you can do is you can buy, if you want to buy ribs, you can do, instead of doing a full rack of ribs, you can cut it in half. That's a half rack. Now you just made 2 half rack dinners set up for you. So, I mean, just be aware of that. And then, cottage cheese, if you're on a weight loss journey, cottage cheese, eggs, and Greek yogurt are going to be your 3 best friends. I mean, it is. I don't know. You can buy cream cheese that is really low fat, it's really low calorie, so that you can use that too. But I mean, those 3 things can make a lot of things. You can make bread out of cottage cheese. You can make bread out of eggs. So just be aware, you can make brownies. You can make protein bars. You can make all your stuff. You can make all this stuff, guys. It's not that hard, but you have to have a blender to blend up cottage cheese. But don't be afraid of something. Just go for it. But I would recommend keeping a lot of Greek yogurt on hand, a lot of cottage cheese on hand if you can. So that's the only thing. Because you can make a lot of, you can make a ranch sauce out of that. You can make some garlic sauces out of that. You can make so much stuff out of that. So, I mean, you can make salad dressings other than ranch, too. I mean, it's just a lot of things that you can make. And you can make it like a cheesy sauce if you put some cream cheese in it. And you can put some shredded cheese in there, cottage cheese, all that in. And you'll get a nice mixture. And then you can use that for, pasta and everything. High protein, because you use cheese. You use cottage cheese. You use Greek yogurt. You use a little bit of the cream cheese, but it's fat-free, low-fat, or whatever. That's what I would say to use. But you really just made a high protein sauce. And then you can put that with your pasta. So you don't have to buy the store-bought Alfredo sauce, or you don't have to buy the store-bought red sauce because it has usually sugar in it. Alfredo sauce is a little bit better usually, but it's a lower carb, better sauce if you're going to buy it in the store. But that way you're not adding anything extra to it, and you just made an Alfredo sauce technically because you can add some garlic, some Parmesan cheese to that, and you just made an Alfredo sauce. And you made a high protein Alfredo sauce. So be strong-willed and just do what you need to do. Like, try this stuff out. I was not a fan at the beginning either. I was like, hell no, I'm not doing this. But in the end, it's worth it. Like, I got a nice blender that I can do that stuff with. So, and buy a food scale. I'm not going to say that again. I'll probably say it again. I'll say it in probably several videos. But a food scale keeps you honest. I was talking yesterday about being honest. It's going to keep you honest. Because you can measure out, zero out your bowl or whatever, and measure out the pasta servings. If you're food prepping, a lot of times you can just use a whole box of pasta and dish it out into so many dishes, and you're going to have a serving size of what the serving size is on the box. But if you don't feel comfortable in doing that and doing that appropriately with the stuff that you add in, food scale. Put the dish on there, zero it out, put it in, how much the serving size should be, and boom, you're done. And now you just set yourself up for all week. And you can freeze that stuff. And then you just bring it out and thaw it out and cook it. So, that's my thing. Just don't be afraid to try things. Don't be afraid to go for the bulkier items, because you can make it a cheaper price. You can go skinnier than what I did. I did a finger thickness for pork chops. But you could go skinnier and go half the thickness, so it's a smaller pork chop. If you do that, because it's one finger, so if you go half a finger thickness, you just doubled the amount of pork chops you have. So you're going to have around 40 to 42 pork chops. So just be aware of what is out there and how to use it. In this economy, any cheat tips, whatever you need to do, that is the way to do it. And I'm just saying, I would do it. All right, guys. This one was kind of a long one too, but I just wanted to go into it to explain. So until next time, guys. Later.